In the darkest of times, a young man named David found himself in the depths of despair. But it was in that very darkness that his journey towards meaning began. Join us as we step into David's world and witness the profound impact of Viktor E. Frankl's man's search for meaning. As David clings to hope amidst unimaginable suffering, we'll delve into the power of resilience and the human spirit's unwavering ability to seek purpose even in the harshest of circumstances. Get ready to embark on a journey that will challenge your beliefs, inspire your soul, and remind you of the incredible strength that lies within us all. This is the beginning of a story that will leave an indelible mark on your heart and forever change the way you view life's challenges. Subscribe Illuminate Peak now for more inspirational stories. The journey begins. In the depths of despair, amidst the horrors of Auschwitz, a young man named David found himself searching for meaning. Stripped of his identity and separated from his loved ones, he felt his spirit slowly fading away. Then, he stumbled upon a tattered copy of Viktor E. Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. Intrigued, he started reading, hoping to find solace in its pages. As David immersed himself in Frankl's profound words, he discovered a glimmer of hope within the darkness. Frankl spoke of finding meaning in even the most dire circumstances, of rising above despair. Inspired, David realized that he had the power to choose his attitude, despite his surroundings. With newfound determination, David embarked on a personal quest to uncover meaning in his daily struggles. He sought solace in the fleeting moments of human connection, in the shared acts of kindness among fellow prisoners. In these small gestures, he found glimpses of purpose, a flickering light amidst the abyss. Through Frankl's teachings, David began to understand that his suffering was not in vain. He recognized the importance of maintaining a sense of dignity and integrity, even in the face of unimaginable cruelty. As he embraced this newfound perspective, a spark ignited within him, fueling his journey towards meaning. With each turn of the page, David's spirit grew stronger. He refused to allow his circumstances to define him, instead choosing to find purpose in the smallest of moments. In the midst of the desolation, he discovered the profound truth that even in the darkest of times, one can still forge a path towards meaning and resilience. And so, David's journey towards meaning began, guided by the profound insights of Viktor E. Frankl. With each passing day, he would face unimaginable challenges, but armed with the power of choice and the pursuit of meaning, he would emerge as a beacon of hope and inspiration in the face of adversity. A spark of hope. As David delved deeper into Frankl's profound words, a flicker of hope ignited within his weary soul. The pages of Man's Search for Meaning revealed to him a profound truth, that even in the darkest of circumstances, he possessed the power to rise above despair. Inspired by Frankl's teachings, David began to reshape his perspective. He realized that while he couldn't control the external world, he had the freedom to choose his attitude and response to it. This newfound understanding became a guiding light in his darkest moments. With each passing day, David clung to this spark of hope. He saw glimmers of meaning in the simplest of things, the sunrise casting its warm glow over the camp, the whispered words of encouragement from a fellow prisoner, the moments of solitude where he could reflect on his own inner strength. As he shared his newfound insights with others, David became a source of inspiration. His unwavering belief in the potential for meaning even in the bleakest circumstances uplifted those around him. Together, they formed a community of resilience and hope, united by their shared pursuit of meaning. Through the lens of Frankl's teachings, David began to reframe his suffering as a catalyst for growth. He recognized that the depths of his struggles had equipped him with a unique perspective and strength. Instead of allowing his experiences to break him, he channeled them into fuel for personal transformation. In the face of adversity, David held tightly to the spark of hope that Frankl's words had ignited within him. He understood that meaning was not something to be found externally, but a deeply personal journey of discovery and purpose. With each step forward, he embraced the challenges as opportunities to cultivate resilience and forge an unbreakable spirit. The power of purpose. In the midst of the harrowing conditions of Auschwitz, David discovered a profound truth: the transformative power of purpose. Viktor E. Frankl's words echoed within him, urging him to seek meaning even in the face of unimaginable suffering. With newfound determination, David began to recognize that purpose was not a luxury but a necessity for survival. He realized that by embracing a sense of purpose, he could find strength to endure the daily hardships and maintain his spirit in the darkest of times. Driven by Frankl's teachings, David embarked on a mission to create purpose amidst the chaos. He offered a helping hand to fellow prisoners, providing comfort to the downtrodden, and becoming a source of support and encouragement. In these acts of selflessness, he discovered a profound sense of meaning and connection. Through the power of purpose, David discovered an unwavering resolve to persevere. He recognized that every action, no matter how small, could have a profound impact. By finding meaning in his interactions and responsibilities, he infused his days with purpose and significance. Even when faced with the daily horrors and brutality of the camp, David found solace in the knowledge that his actions were driven by a greater purpose. He recognized that the pursuit of meaning not only enriched his own life but also brought hope to those around him. As he witnessed the transformative power of purpose in his own life, David became an inspiration to others. His unwavering dedication to finding meaning amidst adversity encouraged fellow prisoners to embark on their own quests for purpose. Together, they formed a network of support, united by their shared belief in the power of purpose. Triumph over adversity. In the heart of Auschwitz, where despair loomed heavy, David's spirit refused to be extinguished. Guided by the wisdom of Viktor E. Frankl, he embarked on a remarkable journey of triumph over adversity. Armed with the knowledge that suffering could be transformed into triumph through the discovery of meaning, David faced each day with unwavering resilience. He recognized that his circumstances did not define him, but rather how he chose to respond to them. In the face of unimaginable atrocities, David refused to succumb to despair. He drew strength from the teachings of Frankl and discovered that even in the depths of suffering, he possessed the power to rise above it. With an unyielding spirit, he transformed his pain into a catalyst for personal growth and resilience. As David witnessed the horrors around him, he clung to the belief that his suffering held a purpose that would reveal itself in due time. He found solace in the knowledge that by enduring and finding meaning, he was defying the oppressors and reclaiming his humanity. Through his acts of defiance, David became a symbol of hope for his fellow prisoners. His unwavering resolve and ability to find meaning amidst the darkest circumstances inspired others to hold on to their own sense of purpose. In their collective strength, they found the courage to endure, to resist, and to triumph over the adversities that sought to break them. The freedom within. Amidst the confines of Auschwitz, where the oppressors sought to strip away every ounce of humanity, David discovered a profound truth: there was a freedom that no oppressor could ever take away, the freedom within. Inspired by Viktor E. Frankl's teachings, David realized that while his physical freedom had been stolen, he still possessed the power to choose his own thoughts, attitudes, and responses. In this newfound understanding, he discovered a wellspring of liberation that transcended the prison walls. As he delved deeper into Frankl's words, David recognized that his captors could control his external circumstances, but they could never dictate the essence of his being. Within the depths of his soul, he held an inviolable space that remained his alone, a sanctuary of thoughts, beliefs, and values. Through this inner freedom, David refused to allow his oppressors to define him. He became the author of his own narrative, crafting a story of resilience, defiance, and hope. No matter the horrors he faced, he clung to the knowledge that his spirit could never be extinguished. In the face of unimaginable cruelty, David found solace in the power of his thoughts. He redirected his focus from the grim reality surrounding him to the cherished memories, dreams, and aspirations that resided within. In doing so, he reclaimed a sense of agency, retaining control over his inner world despite the circumstances. As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, David's captors may have held his body captive, but they could never shackle his spirit. He chose to find beauty in the smallest of things: the warmth of the sun's rays filtering through the barred windows, the sound of laughter shared among fellow prisoners, and the tender moments of connection amidst the darkness. Through the freedom within, David not only preserved his own humanity but also extended kindness and compassion to others. He became a beacon of hope, offering solace to those who had lost their way and reminding them of the freedom that resided within their own hearts and minds. Finding love and connection. In the desolate world of Auschwitz, where compassion seemed like a distant memory, David discovered that even amidst the darkest of times, love and connection could be found. Guided by the profound wisdom of Viktor E. Frankl, he embarked on a journey to cultivate these precious bonds. As David delved deeper into Frankl's teachings, he realized that the need for love and connection was fundamental to the human experience. In the midst of the dehumanizing conditions, he sought out opportunities to extend kindness, offer support, and forge genuine connections with his fellow prisoners. Through small acts of compassion, David rekindled the flames of humanity in the hearts of those around him. He listened to their stories, offered words of comfort, and shared in their sorrows and joys. In these moments of connection, the oppressive walls of Auschwitz seemed to fade away, replaced by a profound sense of shared humanity. Love became a guiding force in David's life, a beacon of hope amidst the darkness. He cherished the memories of loved ones he had lost, allowing their presence to infuse his spirit with strength and resilience. In the company of others, he discovered solace, finding comfort in the collective determination to overcome their shared hardships. By nurturing these connections, David realized that he was not alone in his suffering. Through shared experiences and the bonds formed within the camp, he found a support system that transcended the physical confines of Auschwitz. In the faces of his fellow prisoners, he glimpsed the resilience and beauty of the human spirit. In the most unlikely of places, love blossomed. David formed deep friendships and even found a soulmate amidst the chaos. Together, they navigated the treacherous landscape, offering each other unwavering support and reminding one another of the indomitable power of love. Embracing responsibility. In the midst of the haunting shadows of Auschwitz, David discovered the transformative power of embracing responsibility. Inspired by the profound teachings of Viktor E. Frankl, he realized that he had a choice, despite the dire circumstances, to take ownership of his actions and attitudes. As he delved deeper into Frankl's words, David recognized that responsibility was not a burden to be avoided, but a pathway to personal growth and meaning. He understood that he had the power to shape his own character and contribute to the well-being of others, even in the face of unimaginable suffering. With newfound purpose, David began to embrace responsibility in every aspect of his life. He sought to alleviate the suffering of fellow prisoners, offering a helping hand, lending an empathetic ear, and sharing whatever resources he could gather. In doing so, he discovered that even in the most desperate of circumstances, acts of kindness and compassion could bring light to the darkest corners. Through his actions, David became a beacon of hope and an example to others. He encouraged his fellow prisoners to recognize their own capacity to make a positive impact, urging them to take responsibility for their choices and actions. In this shared sense of responsibility, they formed a collective force of resilience and support. Amidst the daily atrocities, David also recognized his responsibility to honor the memories of those who had perished. He vowed to carry their stories forward, to ensure that their voices would not be silenced. By embracing this responsibility, he became a custodian of their legacies and a symbol of defiance against the forces that sought to erase their existence. In assuming responsibility, David found a renewed sense of purpose. He understood that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, he could contribute to a greater good. Each day became an opportunity to create meaning, to bring a glimmer of humanity to a place seemingly devoid of it. Transcending suffering. In the depths of Auschwitz, David embarked on a profound journey of transcending suffering. Guided by the wisdom of Viktor E. Frankl, he discovered that even in the face of immense pain and despair, he had the power to rise above it and find meaning. As David absorbed Frankl's teachings, he realized that suffering could serve as a catalyst for personal transformation. He understood that while he could not control the external circumstances, he had the freedom to choose his response to them. With this newfound awareness, he began to transcend the limitations of his suffering. In the darkest moments, David turned inward, exploring the depths of his own resilience and strength. He discovered that by shifting his perspective and seeking meaning in his experiences, he could transform his suffering into a source of growth and enlightenment. Through self-reflection and introspection, David unearthed the profound insights hidden within his pain. He recognized that the depths of his suffering had brought forth a heightened awareness of his own humanity and the preciousness of life. This newfound understanding became a guiding light, illuminating his path towards transcendence. As he interacted with fellow prisoners, David became a source of solace and inspiration. He shared his wisdom and insights, encouraging others to seek meaning amidst their own struggles. In lifting others up, he discovered a sense of purpose that transcended his personal suffering and connected him to a greater collective experience. Through acts of kindness, compassion, and forgiveness, David transcended the boundaries of hatred and bitterness. He understood that true liberation came not from revenge or resentment, but from the ability to rise above the circumstances and find compassion even for those who had caused immense pain. It has marked a turning point in David's journey. He realized that while suffering was an inevitable part of the human condition, it did not define him. Through the teachings of Frankl, he discovered that by seeking meaning and purpose, he could transcend the limitations of his suffering and cultivate a profound sense of inner freedom. With each passing day, David grew stronger in his ability to rise above the horrors of Auschwitz. He found solace in the knowledge that while his body may be confined, his spirit could soar freely. In transcending suffering, he embraced his own resilience and became a testament to the indomitable nature of the human spirit. As David continued his journey, he carried with him the wisdom that suffering, when approached with resilience and a search for meaning, could be transformed into a catalyst for growth and transcendence. He became a living testament to the power of the human spirit to rise above the darkest of circumstances and find light in even the bleakest moments. The journey continues. As David's time in Auschwitz drew on, he realized that his journey towards meaning was far from over. Inspired by the enduring teachings of Viktor E. Frankl, he recognized that the pursuit of meaning was a lifelong endeavor, a journey that extended beyond the confines of the camp. With each passing day, David's resolve grew stronger. He understood that the lessons he had learned within the camp were not meant to be contained within its walls. They were meant to be carried forth into the world, to inspire and transform lives beyond the horrors he had witnessed. Upon his liberation, David faced the daunting task of rebuilding his life. He sought to integrate the wisdom gained from his experiences, using them as a foundation to create a future rooted in purpose and compassion. Through the darkest chapters of his life, he had unearthed a profound understanding of what truly mattered, the pursuit of meaning and the power of human connection. In the aftermath of Auschwitz, David dedicated himself to sharing his story and spreading the lessons he had learned. He became an advocate for resilience, hope, and the pursuit of a life rich in meaning. Through his words and actions, he ignited a spark of inspiration in the hearts of countless individuals, reminding them that even in the face of unimaginable adversity, there was always hope. The journey continued as David sought out opportunities to make a positive impact on the world. He became a beacon of light, shining amidst the darkness, and inspiring others to find their own paths towards meaning. Through acts of kindness, philanthropy, and the power of his voice, he contributed to the healing of humanity and the cultivation of a more compassionate society. It has marked a significant moment of transition for David. It was a chapter of new beginnings, as he embarked on a mission to carry the lessons of Auschwitz and Frankl's teachings far and wide. With a heart filled with resilience and a spirit ignited by purpose, he set out to make a lasting difference in the lives of others. The journey continued beyond the barbed wires and watchtowers, encompassing the vast expanse of human experience. David understood that the pursuit of meaning was not confined to the horrors of the past, but a lifelong commitment to finding purpose, connection, and joy in every moment. As he ventured forth, David carried with him the indomitable spirit that had been forged within the crucible of suffering. He became a living testament to the human capacity for growth, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of a life infused with meaning. The journey continued, and with each step, David left an indelible mark on the world, forever changing lives and reminding us all of the transformative power of the human spirit. The legacy lives on. In the final of David's remarkable journey, we witness the enduring legacy he leaves behind. Inspired by the teachings of Viktor E. Frankl, he has dedicated his life to preserving the memories of those who perished and spreading a message of hope, resilience, and the pursuit of meaning. David becomes a custodian of the past, ensuring that the stories of the Holocaust and the lessons learned from its horrors are never forgotten. He tirelessly advocates for remembrance and education, working to prevent the repetition of such atrocities in future generations. Through his words and actions, David inspires countless individuals to embrace their own journeys towards meaning. He becomes a beacon of light, guiding others through their own trials and tribulations, reminding them of the unwavering strength that resides within. In partnership with organizations and communities, David establishes initiatives that promote healing and reconciliation. He fosters dialogue, understanding, and forgiveness, aiming to build bridges between individuals and nations scarred by the past. The legacy of David's journey extends beyond his own lifetime. Through the books he writes, the speeches he delivers, and the lives he touches, his message reverberates throughout the ages. His story becomes a testament to the triumph of the human spirit and the enduring power of hope. As he reaches the twilight of his life, David takes solace in knowing that his mission will continue. He has inspired a new generation of advocates, scholars, and changemakers who carry the torch of his legacy. They continue to shed light on the darkness, uplift the oppressed, and spread a message of compassion and unity. In the final pages of this extraordinary story, we are reminded that even in the face of unspeakable horrors, the pursuit of meaning and the indomitable spirit of humanity prevail. David's journey serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of all who encounter his story. The legacy lives on, echoing through the annals of history, and reminding us that in the darkest of times, the pursuit of meaning can illuminate the path to a brighter future. As we close this chapter, let us carry David's story within us, forever changed and forever inspired by the unwavering strength of the human spirit.